is.
The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
What is going on, everybody? Hey, it's Friday night. It's one of my favorite nights of the week because I get to come hang out with you guys and have a good time, and I'm pretty excited for that. But joining me as always is my left-hand man, the author himself, David Applegate.
Hey, friends, fans, and other cool units. Welcome to another War Room with War, if you didn't notice.
Yeah. Hey, last but not least, jumping in right as we went live, Channel Dad.
Howdy.
Howdy.
I'm trying to find my camera.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, I let time get away from me with moving mattress downstairs, and I just happened to see your post on Twitter, and I went, "Oh crap! It's 9 o'clock. I thought it was 8:30."
Jeez.
The last half hour went by in 6 minutes.
Yeah. So,
and we're here because Alex Jones keeps censoring us.
Wait, what?
Wait, what?
Hey, yeah, I heard about that.
I have not watched Alex Jones in probably like 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, well, hold on.
No, I'm talking about something that happened probably a month ago.
Oh, with Owen Shore quitting?
Yeah.
All right.
What happened with that? Because I never really heard the fallout.
He claims that Jones kept censoring him, kept pestering him on his show, so he finally had enough and left.
Wow.
Well, I heard that, but I never heard I never heard a decent argument. All I really every clip that he would post felt like it was a joke. Because there was a lot of clips that Owen showed for like, oh, he was censoring me and he would play this, and it was like an obvious joke. You know, hey, it's up, Anime Night. How are you?
Anime Night.
Yeah,
at least someone was later than I am. Yeah, I don't know. I never
really
liked Owen, so anyway.
You didn't? I mean, I understand that a lot of people didn't like him for being like a shock jock, but
no, he just came across as a whiny little twit to me.
Okay, that's
sorry,
fair.
man.
Yeah.
Anime finishes
Sorry, man.
the intro.
Yeah.
intro.
Oh, sorry, man. I liked Owen in the beginning when he was doing the street interviews.
Oh,
because he just let liberals talk.
Yeah,
I think that's the best he can do, though, is just ask this question, get a ludicrous answer, and spend the next week playing it over and over again. That's his peak.
but hey, before we get into this, I'd like to take a moment to talk about our sponsor, Tylenol. If you would like to take Tylenol, please take abundant of Tylenol, because it's really good for you, especially if you're pregnant, especially if you believe in the liberal ideology.
It will cure your TDS.
It will cure everything.
But
We're not doctors, but
Tylenol to your
we know better. We know better than scientists.
Yeah.
If you take 13,
your Tide Pods
If you take 13 of those, it'll be your last headache.
You will have anal bleeding.
That's a good one. If you take
How's that with or without Tide Pods?
Yeah, it's sad, man.
I think it's hysterical because there's quite a few people now who are on
Medical leave?
yeah.
No, they're on life support.
Somebody posted they were on a ventilator, or somebody they knew was on a ventilator because they decided they knew better than Trump.
All you had to do was read the warning label that comes with the bottle. That's all you had to do.
I don't know.
It's all there.
Tylenol came out and said, we warned you when the product came out. You know, there's all these disclosures. They actually said the study came from one of the universities, and it wasn't political. You know, it's just reading a statement that Tylenol agreed that it's not a good product for pregnant women. They didn't say it wasn't a good product, period.
Well, what I find really funny is the fact that in 2017, they posted about Tylenol not being suitable, not being do what?
The problem is liberals think everything is equal. Okay, that they want to imagine this world where if Leif has a headache and Anime Night has a headache, they both only have to take the one product, the one pill once. Body mass doesn't matter, gender doesn't matter, ethnicity doesn't matter. They're just so in love with the idea of, is it called utilitarianism, Leif? Basically, total equity, right? Everything's equal. Everybody earns the same amount. Everybody's the same height. Uniformity, sorry. That's the word I'm looking for.
Whoops. March 7th, 2017.
Yeah. But nah, liberals think they always know better. But when you disobey them, wait until you want to find out how tolerant they are? Just disobey one.
Super tolerant. The most tolerant.
They'll be mostly peaceful.
Yeah. Mostly peaceful.
We'll only burn your house down, but we won't shoot you when you try to run out.
Yeah.
Mostly.
That's right. We're mostly peaceful. What up, Rumble? I see there's 3 people over there in the chat. How are you? Hope you're doing well.
I've been getting the hang of like incorporating the Rumble stream to Streamlabs. I've been getting the hang of it. I keep forgetting to set it up. I just keep forgetting.
Yeah, that's one thing. It's aggravating. You do have to go over and set up Rumble. Now, I'm pretty sure that next week we will be on Rumble Studio because apparently they've attempted to charge my card 8 times, and they said that as soon as it's unsuccessful after so many days, they're gonna nuke the account. So when I got on here, there was 3 warnings about, hey, we've tried to reach you. And I keep emailing them. I'm like, no, I'm not coming back here. I did a nice little X post that I was going to be live and for the last time on StreamYard and added StreamYard to it.
Like I said, they'll give you these amazing offers, but be very careful because sometimes it says for 1 month only. You know?
Yeah, I'm not going back.
Yeah, no. And I don't believe them when they say they tried to charge your card. They're just basically trying to make you panic.
Yeah, well, I don't even have the card anymore that they're trying to hit. So that's why I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm just like, whatever. So I'm trying to think. There was some stuff going on with RFK. I guess that kind of had to deal with a lot with the Tylenol stuff.
Yeah. The liberals are coming out and tackling him for his previous drug use, you know, because they keep telling us about Christian values. Last time I checked, I thought forgiveness was a Christian value.
If people seek it, yes. They have to have repentance, right?
But hasn't RFK repented for his past?
Oh yeah.
So shouldn't they let it go?
Well,
Technically?
they're not Christians, so I wouldn't expect them to.
Yeah, exactly.
But they'll bring it up and try to throw it in your face like it's meaningful.
Oh, for sure. Wasn't there a an ICE shooting this past
Yes.
week?
Texas.
What happened with that? Apparently, it was another white guy, but everybody's like, "Oh,
well, they're trying to paint him as a white nationalist. Really, he had a red background with a yellow hammer and sickle. He was wearing a Che Guevara beret. What more do you want? He basically scrubbed his digital footprint. Okay, he told everybody that he was now a libertarian and loved Rand Paul, and then went out and started shooting training. You know, I mean, yeah, massive right. But they found his Twitter profile and Twitter account. They'll find the rest soon enough.
So I was looking through Twitter real quick. Apparently, Chick-fil-A's announced they're going to open a standalone restaurant called Daybright, which will focus entirely on drinks. It'll be specialty coffee, smoothies, and cold pressed juices. Somebody in the comment section said, "New MAGA Starbucks incoming."
Yeah,
it's kind of
because Starbucks is crumbling.
Yeah. Well, see, our town just got a new 7 Brew, which if you guys aren't familiar with that, it's a coffee shop that's kind of
we got several around here.
Okay. All right. Well, we just got one.
And by around here, I mean down in Johnson City, not up here in Mountain City. Up here, we ain't got nothing.
Yeah, I figured your area you'd have to walk 50,000 miles for a restaurant.
It's just an hour drive.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Starbucks,
holy cow. Starbucks is closing more stores and laying off another 900 workers after last month's layoffs. Because they're blaming the economy. But the problem is, and I forget the name of the channel who did it, the problem is Starbucks is too big. They're eating their own, they've put so many Starbucks, right, that they're overlapping and they're draining customers from each other, you know?
Yeah.
Same with McDonald's. There's too many McDonald's and too many KFCs, and there were too many Subways. An expert came in and actually said Starbucks could close half their stores and not affect their profitability. I mean, their revenue, but it'll increase their profit. It'll return them to profitability. But the problem is, gone are the days of your, the problem is coffee has been in decline ever since it went over $5 a cup. It's perceived.
Yeah, dude, for sure. I mean, I wouldn't doubt that. Like that sounds crazy. That definitely it was very satirical.
Saturated.
Yeah, because it like satirical. When that happened, everybody just made fun of it. Oh, for the price of one coffee, like you can do this or whatever. And it's like people knew immediately that was stupid. And yet they sold like crazy because TikTokers and Instagrammers and all that stuff just was like...
No. What really happened was the Seattle effect, okay? People in Seattle were always going on TikTok saying, I'm better, I'm healthier, I'm doing great. And they're always holding a Starbucks, right? They associated mentally Starbucks. Mm-hmm. They didn't say Starbucks was better or great. They're just saying how better and great they were holding up their Starbucks. And you get the mental association that it was Starbucks giving them the juice and not the, whereas, yeah. But the thing is, as you get older, the coffee hit declines. And
you get a tolerance too.
Yeah. Your tolerance for caffeine.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm at the point where I'm
glad I can be entertained.
You couldn't tell by the coffee glow, but the doctor gave me a double espresso and it didn't even move my blood pressure.
I don't have to say anything. I could visually do it, and it would still be twice as entertaining.
Well, I'm just saying, people actually did that on TikTok.
You can tell he was trying so hard not to laugh. He was trying so hard.
I know, but people were doing this on TikTok for a long time, particularly in Seattle. Now, it turned out they were getting paid by Starbucks to do it. Starbucks was sponsoring TikTokers,
if I'm sitting on a ladder with a Starbucks coffee promoting it, and I jump off the ladder through a table, still holding the coffee, by the way.
What's the other one? Starbucks. What's that energy drink that they're pushing? They're pushing this
Monster?
Energy drink now.
Well, there's several of them. Monster, Celsius is another one that it's clean or whatever. Red Bull.
No. Monster's
clean.
Yeah.
Clean.
V
Red Bull.
V is dead, man. V is dead. Monster's almost dead.
What is V?
V's the original energy drink.
Never heard of it. Red Bull is that's like the oldest energy
V
drink
was older than V is actually older than Red Bull, and Red Bull is disappearing in many places too.
Red Bull's trash. All of them's trash.
Red Bull.
Seriously, you should not drink Red Bull. You should not drink energy drinks, to be honest.
Coke was late into the energy drink market. V was one of the first, but the energy drink market is collapsing. Because every few years they keep coming out with a new one. They're trying to push this amino energy drink electrolyte nutrition drink now. It's called Amno Energy. And apparently the people behind them are dropping lots of money on TikTokers as well. It's a drink targeting gamers. And it's been sold through Costco, so...
That's owned by Target, right?
Yeah.
Is Costco owned by Target? Is that right?
I thought
like
Costco owned Target. Is it one of those situations where they own into each other?
I don't know. No, I don't think so. Or you mean between Costco and Target?
Yeah.
I don't know. Because like Sam's, club is owned by Walmart.
Yeah.
So what's the deal with James Comey? Like he's been popped up for the last 2 days.
Oh, he got indicted. He got indicted. Finally. He got the smack. He got the smack.
Did Pam Bondi actually do something?
Yes. Pam Bondi actually did something.
Think about it.
You missed it. I posted it yesterday.
Yeah, I did see something about Pam doing
Comey,
that.
Comey is unfortunately not part of the club because he was a liability, so they never gave him.
Yeah,
they never gave him protection, and nor did Biden sign like a quote unquote pardon for him. So he was easy.
He's clowned.
Yep.
He got clowned bad.
Dude,
Yeah. Biden
speaking of the of Biden's pardons, did you guys see where the president hung out all the photos of the presidents in one of the walkways?
Yes.
And it got to the first picture of Trump, and then it showed the pen, the auto pen,
President auto pen.
Yeah, and then that was pretty funny. That was a good one, but. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I keep seeing a bunch of stuff. I wasn't exactly sure what all he did. I know that apparently Tulsi's going hard on Obama.
Yes, Tulsi's going hard at Obama, saying that he's the ringleader.
Yeah, and apparently they found some evidence, some of the emails and things that they were
and the
exchanging.
Meeting, there was a scheduled meeting between Comey, Hillary,
would look like Trump was going to win and there's no statute of limitations
Oh man,
for
hey,
racketeering.
you know what? We should all hold our breath until something happens.
Hey, wait, something might happen if Hillary was at a meeting and Obama was at a meeting and Comey was at that meeting. Which
Right.
of the two out of three ain't bad, right? Somebody's going to have an accident. Can we guess which person?
Yeah.
Most likely to have an accident. Yeah, not it.
Yeah.
Hillary, not it.
What's the Knights Templar?
The Knights
an
Templar.
ancient
that would
order.
be my brethren. Yes.
Old-
Yes.
It is an ancient order started in the Kingdom of Jerusalem to defend Christianity from a new upstart religion that appeared in Jerusalem and was going on a wild spree of looting and burning churches. And due to YouTube's terms of service, we're not allowed to say anything about Islam because Islamophobia is a real thing.
Well,
I went on a chaotic
apparently,
about
after
this-
700
about that.
years, the Knights Templar returned to the Vatican. With their red crosses, relics, and banners, Knights Templars have been welcomed and recognized by the church this month at the Holy Door of St. Peter's Basilica in the Vatican.
Yes. In the
Basilica.
I forget which king it was.
Whatever.
The French king owed
Burlesque.
I don't speak. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Enemy Knight. I don't speak.
Enemy Knight. Hold on. The Knights Templar, what made them famous is they invented banking.
Well, they invented the modern banking.
Yes. They modernized banking and
You're
they
welcome.
protected banks and churches, which is why a lot of now hold on.
And they weren't
King of
run
France
by Jews
owed them
either.
money. So
Yeah.
instead of paying his debts, he
had
paid
them all
a
arrested.
pope to declare the Knight Templars heretics. And
Yep.
since then, the Knight Templars were officially disbanded and allegedly became the Freemasons.
And what day, I forget what year, but what day was it that the ringleaders were arrested in various countries in Europe?
I forget.
Friday the 13th. It was Friday the 13th. Yeah.
Anyway.
Apparently, Benjamin Netanyahu was about to speak at the United Nations, and everyone walked out on him.
Friday, October
Yeah.
13th,
Not everybody.
1307.
Of course, all the Muslim and communist countries, all the BRICS countries walked out. Why? Because Netanyahu presented evidence that October 7th was funded by
Them.
Qatar, a Qatari bank with ties to the CCP.
Oh,
So why did why did he have the forces stand down if they weren't paying for it?
That was a general who disappeared, remember? And the cameras turned off? Who had that security contract? Huawei.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what happened to that general, but there's an international arrest warrant. But it's rather messy.
gotcha. I was wondering. I haven't heard too much.
Because most of the information is a couple of lines of code, right?
Oh, okay.
Netanyahu outlined gruesome images of October 7th, which cannot be republished and he outlined everything on October 7th. But of course, all the people who want to destroy Israel, which includes, Qatar and America and Turkey and all these others, they walked out. Well, actually, Turkey was meeting with the Turkish president was meeting with Trump at the time too, but he demanded the release of hostages, which all these countries who Britain, we can't have peace in Ukraine until the Russians pushed out. We can't award Putin, and they turn around and say, "Oh, we're going to award Hamas." It's hypocrisy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Well,
Hypocrisy.
The UN has documented over 1,000 war crimes by Hamas and not one single prosecution.
Yes, but who created Hamas and funded it?
Yeah, but Israel is not actually. Hamas was created by a conglomeration, and they were infiltrated by Mossad. But but there's a guy who has stated many, many times that you can look it up. The book, The Son of Hamas, he details Hamas was created by intelligence organizations. It's no denial. It's just that they've been used as useful idiots to the point now that even if Israeli intelligence does infiltrate one group of Hamas, there's always another and another and another. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you cut the head off, and two more will pop up. But hey, looking back on what you said about October 7th, what I thought that people were starting to come out and say that the Israeli government knew ahead of time that October 7th
It was a chain of command from Egypt to the head of Israeli intelligence. And again, it's like all the other problems, is that by the time it got to the head of the Israeli intelligence and they go through their verification process, the attack had already begun.
Yeah, but you had cameras that were turned off. You had a lot of other things security-wise.
And missing people, I know.
Yeah.
The problem is that generals are not on the field. They're sitting in bunkers. The person who says, oh, the cameras are turned off, they weren't conveniently at work that day.
Yeah. I mean, you've got a helicopter
Yeah.
base that was 15 minutes away. They were never called. Eventually, veterans just grabbed their guns and went.
A group trying to make their way to the Israeli military base was stopped by men in security uniforms. Those turned out to be security from the local kibbutz.
Mm-hmm.
They were also all Muslims. Israel had allowed itself to be infiltrated by its enemies because they wanted to show the world what would happen. Okay, there's no doubt that the head of Israeli intelligence basically sacrificed people that day, but you can't blame Netanyahu. Okay, and Netanyahu Mossad didn't go out and say to these people, do it. They just knew it was going to happen and sacrifice them anyway. And that's what's upsetting a lot of Israelis. And that's justifiable to be upset.
I was just wondering. I didn't know. You hear a lot of talk, so you never really know what's up.
That's the problem. You get so many people, every time there's an attack, you get so many people who go on TikTok and say, it's a false flag. No, Israel, it's far more complicated than that.
Yeah.
In that Israeli intelligence thought that if they revealed that they knew, that they would compromise their intelligence sources in the Egyptian government. But those intelligence sources decided to out themselves the next day so they could embarrass Israel. It's like the attack on Coventry. They didn't want to reveal the fact that they knew the German codes. It's now widely accepted that Britain sacrificed the lives of over 1 million people to so that the Germans would not know that Britain had broken their code.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing. If Britain can do it, Israel can do it. If America could do it over the Japanese in Guadalcanal, knowing that going ahead, they knew they knew all the codes and frequencies for the Japanese Navy and didn't tell anybody, and even after the war.
Yeah. Well, they knew that by Midway.
Yeah.
They figured it out. They actually baited.
They had some of the codes, but by Guadalcanal, they had them all.
Yeah.
The Japanese Navy, the Japanese Army, and the Japanese Air Force, they had all the codes, all the frequencies. Yeah, they knew everything. There's even a statement, and most people don't realize this. The never again statement, that was Truman saying that never again we're going to send American troops to bail out Europe. And why did he say that? Well, nobody's quite sure. But But he came to believe, after seeing how many people lost their lives and how many millions of civilians were killed, and that included 19 million Germans in the last year of the war. I mean, you just have to sit down and say the price of victory was too high. You know.
Hey, I just saw something pop up about another thing about Tylenol. Apparently, internal records show Johnson & Johnson, the Tylenol maker, privately admitted evidence was getting heavy for autism risk in 2018. Doctors were warning J&J as early as 2008. According to DCNF, reported Johnson & Johnson's Janssen division, its pharmaceutical arm, began fielding queries from consumers and doctors about potential acetaminophen autism link as early as 2008.
Yeah.
Key highlights from emails in 2008, J&J's office consumer medical safety lead, Andre Mann, received a physician's letter raising concerns. He wrote internally, not much choice but to consider this a safety signal that needs to be evaluated. In 2012, Les Sure, head of J&J's post-market drug safety monitoring, got an alert from a worried father about the risk. A colleague flagged it as urgent in case this goes to press. In 2018, Rachel Weinstein, U.S. Director of Epidemiology for Janssen, emailed colleagues, the weight of the evidence is starting to feel heavy to me regarding associations between prenatal acetaminophen use and neurodevelopmental disorders like autism. These
it
weren't
pierces the blood-brain barrier, especially with boys.
These weren't just casual notes. J&J was actively monitoring studies and parent reports, but failed to publicly disclose them. The company spun off its consumer health unit, including Tylenol, to Kenvue in 2023, shifting liabilities.
Yeah, Bayer does the same thing with their Roundup and all that other crap.
Dang.
Or whoever owns Bayer.
This revelation is fueling lawsuits, multi-district litigation in New Jersey federal court is probing whether manufacturers failed to warn about the risks right now. Dang.
Well, New Jersey's doing something. That's a bit more serious because that's a Democratic stronghold.
Which may not be Democratic for long. There's a huge scandal going on in New Jersey right now. Calachadri, the frontrunner for governor, is talking about he's the victim of a smear campaign. It turns out that his wife, which may or may not involve him, was involved in a scandal about cheating on tests in the Navy. Now, the scandal is that they weren't cheating, but they were covering up for people who were.
Yeah.
Yeah. Failure to report is a dereliction duty under the code, right? Which would you would lose your commission as an officer if you failed to report somebody who violated the uniform code. So if you knew somebody cheated on a test and did not report it, you lose your commission.
Gotcha.
And benefit.
So there's a lot of people that are just starting to wake up to this Tylenol thing, I think.
Yes. A lot of people are also... and a breaking story, which will Planned Parenthood may be in financial difficulties, on the hook for $1.8 billion.
Didn't they get defunded under the first term of Trump?
Yeah, but okay. There's a years-long case which centers on Medicaid funding in Texas and Louisiana, and they may have to repay close to $2 billion. Right? When they got defunded, they turned to state funding. And apparently Texas and Louisiana saying, no, you can't. You've been billing abortions, and that's not covered. They've been billing abortions to the state and selling aborted fetal tissue. So they violated their terms of Medicaid. They're not supposed to make a profit. They've been selling. I mean,
Yeah.
didn't we hang people in 1946 for crimes against humanity involving medical experiments, which included, I mean, did we really hang them, or was that we just said we did?
I don't know. I don't know that we did or didn't, to be honest with you. You know, the
Same.
more that I'm hearing about stuff, the worse it's getting. Like, I don't know. I don't know what's going on anymore.
No, because a lot of the stuff we're told is turning out to be not true or misleading. That Planned Parenthood was clearly one of the things that Orwell warned us about doublethink, you know, the Ministry of Love, the Ministry of Truth, you know, Planned Parenthood. They're all misleading names that basically people think that I don't know, that they have to they get it in their head that you can't tell me what to do. I'm going to do my own thing, and they go on a spree of acts of defiance. You know,
that's like these liberals over on TikTok doing the Tylenol challenge.
Yeah, they want to prove how stunning and brave they are.
Being pregnant, taking as much Tylenol as they can. Now they're on life support, and CPS is getting involved because they're doing willful damage to these children that aren't even born yet. But like this company, they created a standalone company to own Tylenol because they knew what was coming. Yeah. It's just taken almost 3 years to get it going. May 4th, 2023, Kenvue started and took it. So they knew what was coming. They got away with it for as long as they could, and when they realized we're going to be up a creek, they separated, washed their hands of it, and they're still getting kickbacks from it, but that's so dirty.
Oh no, FBI's most wanted has died in Havana after decades on the run.
Oh wow.
Usual suspect Asha Asaka, a black supremacist and terrorist involved in the bombings of recruitment centers in the United States, fled to Havana, and after decades of exile, and she has died.
Apparently, this is last night.
People that raided Israel are pouring into our once beautiful USA through our totally open southern border at record numbers. These are the same people, many of them, that did a number in Israel, a sneak attack. Same people we have pouring into our country by the thousands. Are they planning to attack within our country? Crooked Joe Biden and his boss, Barack Hussein Obama, did this to us. We cannot let this happen. They may be planning something very, very bad. Don't forget, I'm not making this as a prediction, but there's a phrase out there. Trump was right about everything. We have to be very careful.
For a reason.
Be right about this. But people are pouring in from the Middle East into our country, largely males, strong, young males. What's going on over here? Are we going to be raided like Israel was raided?
Oh, that was 2024. I thought that was something. This got posted 22 hours ago.
Yeah. You look, every country that they've poured into has fallen. You know, for the last. This is a biological weapon. Mass destruction.
A viral video popped up. They're putting concrete barricades in DC.
Yeah.
I don't know what the deal is with that.
Apparently, there's going to be some major trial or something coming. But the only trial I could find was Supreme Court handed down a verdict. Remember how they were saying the Court of Appeals has upheld the Trump has released or up. Remember when the Liberals won that court case against Trump and Trump appealed, and Trump lost the appeal last week?
I don't think so.
Liberals were celebrating foreign aid, but that got kicked off the trending because of the mostly peaceful events by Liberals. But a few hours ago, the Liberals are now fuming as the Supreme Court has upheld Trump's block on foreign aid.
Oh.
The president has absolute authority on foreign aid.
Well, that's good.
He doesn't have authority over aid from Congress or Senate, but if they that's budgetary. But yeah, basically, if he signed it, if it's signed by one president, it can be cancelled by another. There's a whole bunch of constitutional. In 50 years, it's never been challenged. Basically,
oh right.
That in 50 years, not one president has been challenged for making any changes to foreign policy. Right.
That's because our foreign policy is so screwed up, and because there are certain Jewish donors and also people who are dual citizenship here.
Can I catch off for a moment? It's not the ADL is a Jewish organization, but it's mostly funded by Saudi money and UAE. That's been established.
Gotcha.
But go on, Anime Night. You're not wrong. They are Jewish lobbyists, but they're hired by
and the fact that every time, look who, if you pay attention to who sent all that money to Israel, look no further. Look no further, and you'll see that all those people are backed by these stupidly powerful people, and they don't have the best interests for America. They say one thing, they do another, and only Charlie Kirk and a few other conservatives have called this out, and here I am calling it out. So if you hear nothing from me in the next 2 days, you know what happened.
But you got
okay. It's called the Israeli money tree. Okay, but Israel's not the only country.
Keep in mind, I have nothing against like the average Israeli and everything. I have nothing against them. I have nothing against them, and I do have Jewish friends and everything, but they're like the core ones that are open minded and all that, and they too are apoplectic about what's going on. But
a lot of people don't understand this.
It's the radical ones that I don't respect.
Yeah, a lot of people don't understand this, and it's not your fault, Anime Night, but back 50 years ago, a group of Arabs got together and they longer than that, 75 years ago, they created the ADL. Not all of them were Jewish, but the majority were. And they decided to create this thing called the money tree. And what they do is they would lobby for foreign aid, get foreign aid, put some of the foreign aid into funds, and distribute the foreign aid. Now, the foreign aid used to be distributed between Turkey, Israel, and Saudi Arabia. Okay? They got the bulk of the Middle East funding. Now, what Saudi Arabia and Turkey and Israel would do with the foreign aid, well, they too would put that money back into the coffers. Now, here's where it gets interesting. The coffers are in Goldman Sachs Bank, and Goldman Sachs would be the one loaning Congress the foreign aid in the first place. So they were borrowing their own money. And the companies would, in Saudi Arabia, Turkey, and Israel would just sit back and collect the interest. and just keep getting Congress to give more and more foreign aid, which would be cycled around into these accounts, and nothing would ever arrive in the Middle East other than the interest from the bank accounts. And the US debt would keep growing, and they would just keep loaning the US more money. You're borrowing your own money, and they're collecting the interest. Saudi Arabia got extremely rich from this. Turkey, however, collapsed, and Israel are teetering on collapse because Saudi Arabia has nowhere near. So, see, Saudi Arabia dealt with most of its problems very quickly and hasn't had many wars since. Whereas Turkey is basically wasteful with its money, constantly gambling it away on infrastructure projects that the vast majority of the funds get embezzled and the Turks disappear overseas but Israel is sort of in between, where they both have problems with embezzlement, wasteful spending, and of course all the wars they fought, because basically the left have got it in their head, we'll wear down America by attacking Israel because they'll keep pouring money into Israel to prop them up. But somebody has to be pouring money into the other side, and they keep saying Israel's doing it. I don't think so this time. I really do think that China has bitten off more than it could chew. And you look at the collapse of the Chinese economy and how many coincidences, like ships suddenly losing their propellers, running out of fuel. There's just too many things going wrong for China right now to say that that there isn't internal problems that are growing.
Yeah.
Particularly the scandal of China's got a huge missing kids problem. Huge. And somebody recently found thousands of ID cards dumped by medical facilities. Well, how do these medical facilities have these missing kids' IDs card by the thousands?
I don't know.
The world is a bad place, man. Like,
yeah.
I seriously think the vast majority of humans are just headed for the abyss. It's just they're just gonna explode and collapse in a terrible bloodbath. And I'm sorry, but the innocent people of India and China, I get why so many Indians and Chinese want to leave, but you made your bed, I mean, you complain about colonialism and then you go to other countries and you start taking over. Nobody's going to like you anymore, Good neighbors. If you don't understand how good neighbors make good fences,
Yep.
You somebody said the other day, right, the vast difference in culture, right? Many people, particularly Indians and Chinese, when they come to the United States, have a huge culture shock because they've been led to believe that Americans are fat and lazy, and the country's only rich because they go around the world stealing other countries' oil and resources. And they go to work, and sure, for the first couple of months, migrants are hardworking because they're desperate to make a good impression. But they can't keep up with their American counterparts. And a lot of these American companies, they're now regretting outsourcing all their stuff to India. But they don't know what to do because I forget how this economic imbalance came to be, but American inflation and American wages, you can't, because you have such good standards of living, right? The high cost of an iPhone made in America means you can't export it to all these poor countries. Now, in the past, I mean, sure, the problem is I think one of the reasons why you have such high debt is for so long you've been subsidizing, these industries to grow outside of the United States in order to basically flood the world with American products, hoping that it would create, higher, that these countries would get themselves out of poverty by lifting wages, But no, instead, you look at Mexico where they've locked in low wages, India, China, most of Africa, they've locked in low wages.
Oh, yeah.
And sooner or later, and Harvard and all these others or Stanford, they've all done studies and universally agree. One, China didn't get itself out of poverty. US aid was used to build factories in China, and those jobs got people out of poverty, right? Jobs get people out of poverty. Capitalism has put more people to work than anybody other in any other time in history. In the last 150 years, more jobs have been created than ever by the sole idea that if you work hard, you are paid well, and you can afford products, and that you are free to buy the products of your choice. The problem is liberals have become extremists about it. They want to lift people up. They want to prove that capitalism is bad and unfair, so they want to take from the productive and give to the unproductive, just to basically... But for centuries, welfare used to be at home. And what people are waking up to is that welfare, particularly NGOs, is a scam where liberal NGOs raise millions of dollars, and for the last 50 to 75 years, the majority of that money has gone from one bank account to another and then been used to buy US bonds, which grow US debt. Nothing. Trillions of dollars have been allocated to Africa. Less than 6% makes it to the people. These organizations, how do you think George Soros, Bill Gates, look at all these liberal billionaires. What do they have in common? NGOs. And liberals are now fuming. Now, $5 billion in foreign aid is a drop in the ocean, but it is a good start, is it not? To know that $5 billion is not going to foreign aid, but getting rid of debt.
Yep.
It's a drop in the ocean when you're at 36 trillion. But China may collapse soon, and their debt is believed to be reaching 50 trillion. Their debt has doubled in the last 5 years. They stopped reporting. They've stopped reporting their debt. They've been basically reporting the same debt over and over again, saying it hasn't grown, it hasn't grown, it hasn't grown. China's just falsifying its entire economy. But Warren Buffett dropped BYD when he got the financial disclosure report. Turns out without government subsidies, BYD wasn't profitable in their eyes, and they dropped they made a huge profit off the shares, invested only. But was it only 100,000 or something? Something ridiculously low. In over 40 years, the company has grown so much. But they are basically when the company has to buy back so many of its shares, it does put them in a bad financial position, but exposes the capital, the lack of capital in China, and shows you that capital reserves in China are low. Shows you that the world economy, where are all these trillions in trade? Where are all these green jobs? Where are all these energy jobs? it's nowhere to be found.
Yeah.
You know, California shut down another energy plant. They recently showed was it in Arizona with its solar panels? How many solar? Isn't Arizona the state with the most solar panels broken or something per year because of the heat? They crack in the heat.
Probably.
Nevada too. They're having huge problems in Nevada. Remember when they were going to build solar plants in the desert and then realized it's going to cost billions of dollars to build power relay stations across it? Yeah. Never lived up to its promise. $3.3 billion solar plant in California, scheduled to be turned on, is now shut down and been recycled. Back to another Obama project. All subsidized. As soon as the subsidies ran out, they're not profitable.
It's usually how it works.
Yep.
Well,
That's
same
what
with
we-
electric cars.
Hey,
That's what we
what's this
call
going
a
on?
boondoggle.
What's this going on about FBI had 275 plainclothes agents on January 6th?
According to a disclosure statement that came through the office that links Nancy Pelosi to undercover agents in January 6th of a certain year at a certain place, were 175 of them were undercover officers, and their reports are mysteriously missing.
Allegedly.
So, allegedly, yeah. No, allegedly, the Pete Hegseth has had an emergency meeting of General Chiefs of Staff. Anybody heard about that?
Yeah, I heard little rumblings of that. I'm not exactly sure what that was about.
Mm.
Yeah, I can't find much other than he's ordered hundreds of officers for a highly secret, highly unusual in-person meeting. You only do that when all your channels of communication are breached, right?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. But it was hundreds of generals and admirals and command staff have met at to meet. Okay, the media got it wrong. They weren't ordered to an immediate meeting. What they've done is they've scheduled a meeting in Virginia next week. No reason. Okay, these are. How do you go from having 8 generals to hundreds?
Who knows?
Political appointments.
Yeah. How do you have 800 generals and admirals for 1 million troops? I mean, it's ridiculous. Okay, and this is coming after a 20% cut in the number of staff and flag officers. Far out. This reminds me of the deployment to Vietnam. When I was reading the deployment list, I couldn't believe it. 120,000 combat troops, 800,000 supports and logistics officers.
Yeah. Yeah. That seems insane.
No, it does. It's ridiculous. And they were paying. And they actually had believe it or not, they actually had something like every aircraft had 150 personnel on average assigned to it. What are they? I get if you were assigning, bodyguards, hey, let's protect this equipment. But nah. It's just the waste is not new in the military. It's just gotten to such a bloody obvious art form, where. And right now, those that scream the loudest are the most wasteful. I'm not just talking about the military. I'm talking about foreign aid. Hardly, look at all the people bleating about foreign aid. Hillary Clinton, conflict of interest there with the Clinton Foundation. You have Kamala doing a book tour, reminding everybody why she's not president.
Yeah.
And you just have to laugh at the total pretzel logic of all the news media when the ratings came out. Fox once again dominated the top 10 in every category on cable. And CNN's response, that's just the Fox News talking point. Yeah, when CNN was number one, weren't you constantly reminding everybody that CNN was number one? You hired James L. Jones to tell people that?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the sheer hubris and the level of hypocrisy of liberals just seems to be boundless. It's crazy. And of course, the deranged left at the UN, they locked a bathroom. They shut down the elevator. They shut down his teleprompter.
Mm-hmm.
What sort of despicable person you have to be to lock a bathroom, break a key on the inside of the bathroom so that Trump couldn't go to the toilet?
Yeah. And then they got stuck on the escalator. That really should have sent the Secret Service into overdrive too.
Yeah.
When that stopped, I'm like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
Where's X, Y, and Z?
I've seen Don Corleone do this.
Yes, I see. I seen Joe Pesci do this.
Yeah.
When you least expect it, he appears behind you and hits you with a pen or the butt of a pistol and pistol whips you.
Apparently, Fox News is the only one reported where UN staff were berating the president's staff about protocol. Yeah.
This is why we need out of the UN. This is why.
This is why. Did you hear Meloni? But Meloni, the Italian Prime Minister. She ripped into them as wasteful. So did the president of Argentina, Meloni. Yeah. That they waste so much time, money in these endless committees, and there's no resolution, nothing gets done. You might as well just have
that's like going to
the Italian
a student council meeting and wondering why the hell we're even here.
Yeah, student council meeting. What is a student council meeting? You have a student council meeting. They talk about student issues. They come up with resolutions, hand them to the teachers, and say it's not in the budget, and they throw it out.
Exactly that. And it's like, well, why the hell are we even here?
Yeah.
Well, they asked me to be part of the student council, and I just gave them the bird. I just gave them the bird.
I went to 2 meetings and walked out because all they do is they talk about bullshit like school lunches and they go over and over again the same bloody boring topics.
They wouldn't have liked me because you and I think too much alike, and we actually speak in a language they don't understand.
Yep.
Yeah. Common sense.
Yep, common sense. We're too common sense for their senseless debauchery.
Like, they're so obsessed with their comfort and their privilege and what they can extract, how much they can extract from others. You know, people just have to say, you know what? Let's look at the facts. Blacks were better off under segregation. More families stayed together. There were less abortions, less divorces, less poverty. And again, you know, so who's oppressed and when, you know? So it's basically saying, were they oppressed or was it criminals were locked up? And that society didn't give in to whingers and hand out welfare like it's candy and you're this creepy guy out in the street corner. But again, you know, we go back to the UN. They hand out foreign aid like it's candy, you know. They buy it, you know. And again, you know, we should be, you know, Europe's funding its own demise. It's funding its own invasion. The UN was, the Italians said the UN was created when there were the rules for migration were created when there were no illegals, when people were generally fleeing war. And now we have people who just go, yeah, my neighbor's had a spat, you know. But even, you know, you look at post-war migration, Europeans were relocated to Western countries. They weren't located to the Middle East or China or Africa, right? When Africa had its glorious revolutions, the Europeans were sent home. When India had its independence, they sent home all the British. So why can't we kick them out? They want independence. Is it about time we gave it to them? No foreign aid? And then we get told, no, that's our Christian duty. Our Christian duty. We have to do it, man. We have to. But you're not Christians. You're liberals. And all that foreign aid is just money laundered through your bank accounts.
Gotcha. What else is there to talk about? David, what else do you got to talk about? You're like the only person talking tonight.
All right. I saw something about the collapse of the AAA gaming industry. A lot of these companies, Sony might be bringing back Concord. A lot of these gaming companies are worried that if the sales trend continues, that EA and all these big conglomerates won't be profitable anymore.
Isn't there a buyout? EA stock went nuts today. I think someone was buying them out. Saudi Arabia, some Saudi Arabian group, and their advanced talks to go private.
Okay, Silver Lake. I've never heard of this. Oh, Saudi Arabia. Yeah, you're right. Saudi Arabia Investment Fund and Jared Kushner wanted leverage buyout of Electronics Arts. The group is called Silver Lake Management. It's backed by Saudi Arabia, Jared Kushner's and partners. $50 billion in a private deal, according to Wall Street Journal.
Yeah.
And Jared Kushner's leading it with Saudi money, but it's not. It's a conglomerate, but Jared Kushner's the
$50 billion. Yeah.
The deal.
Stock going up 15% today.
Well, they do have some highly profitable, but the problem is other industry analysts are saying they've peaked.
Yeah, I don't know when the last time I bought an EA game was.
I don't
games
know.
I used to buy for
they're still multi-billion-dollar companies.
Oh yeah,
but the sales, But see, the problem is you had the video game industry collapse before, but sales in the past were higher than they are now. The thing is that they've basically increased the prices from $30 to $40 to $70 in a short period of time, Xbox has lost the console war. Xbox thought they had won, and then produced a long series of crappy games that did, and basically lost to Nintendo. Now, just because they had 5 million units sold doesn't mean they're doing good, because look at the cost of the recall. And don't forget, Xbox is only 1% of Microsoft's revenue. Did you know that?
Yeah, I knew it was. I figured it was pretty low. I mean, the gaming industry itself, like in graphics cards and all that stuff, is
most of the profits in the gaming industry is in the hardware, not the software.
Yeah. Well, and then compared to the cards being used first for data mining and now AI, the gaming industry is puny.
Yeah. NVIDIA, 90% of their revenues are now AI, where 20 years ago it was Bitcoin mining.
Well, yeah, they used to, and they had their servers and all that stuff. You could get
Bitcoin was the one who created the NVIDIA server, where you get 8 video cards on an ISO board.
Well, yeah, and the real high end cards for years were all server based cards. You couldn't even get a real high end card in your PC, so because they use static, they were put in racks that had their own cooling, so they don't have fans, they don't have all kinds of stuff. But I remember seeing years ago, probably 10 years ago, saying NVIDIA could stop selling graphics cards and they could still make a lot of money. I mean, consumer cards as such,
consumer cards,
it's like 10%. Yeah,
if T-Sung made a comeback, NVIDIA would only see a 1% drop in consumer product.
And it's like people are complaining about cards, gamers. It's like, you don't understand. They don't care because
they don't make those cards for you.
They make
them for Elon and Bill Gates and
the industry. Yeah, the part of the industry. Yeah, but
NVIDIA has 6 customers who buy 90% of their product.
Yeah,
6 people make NVIDIA's.
They did something, and was it a trade show? There was something not too long ago where they showed some new. I forget how many millions of dollars this rack costs,
Yeah.
And they have customers that order them 100 at a time. It's like, geez. Well, this is why they're putting these data centers all over the place, and they're destroying people's water and
Clary has 100 data centers. And he's saying, you've got Google and Azure, and you've only got 6 customers, of which the guy from Shark Tank, Clary, he's making a fortune per day. He makes more per day from data centers than he does from his investment firm.
Yeah.
His private investment is dead. Most of it's now equity capital. If you've got capital, if you put it into an equity fund, 90% of that will go straight into a data center.
Hey, we got a little bit of breaking news real quick. I think you guys should see. It's quite interesting.
My fellow Americans, in light of recent studies, I wanted to warn against the use of toasters in your bathtub or your shower. It's an incredibly dangerous thing to do. You could get electrocuted. They call it electrocuted. I call it zapped like you've never seen before. A shocking experience. You don't want to get zapped. That much I can tell you, especially if you're on the left. You people are fried enough as it is. We don't need it to get any worse. And the electricity is no joke. I got along very well with, you may have heard of him, Benjamin Franklin. I called him Brilliant Ben. And he was flying a kite, and the lightning hit him. And he was getting electrocuted. He was getting zapped. And I grounded him. And if I wasn't there, it would have been a much different situation. But I grounded him, and we discovered electricity together. Brilliant Ben, tremendous guy. Got along very well with him. Along the same lines, we want to advise against licking your wall outlets, despite what Jiggly Belly Pritzker says. The wall outlet is not a candy bar. Do not try to lick it. It doesn't taste very good, and you may pick up a shock, which we don't want you to do. We don't want you to get hurt. I know those on the left love and enjoy very much licking their windows. We ask that We don't apply the exact same thing to the wall outlets. It could get you very hurt. We want to keep America safe. We want to make America great. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
What was that on? Where'd you find
Eggs. I'm just sharing it. I'm gonna repost it. It was really funny.
He's got the mannerisms. It's not because it's not just the talk and the cadence. It's this choice of words. You know.
Yeah, dude.
I don't call it that. They call it that. Electrocuted. I call it zapped.
Brilliant Benjamin. That's what I call him. Brilliant Benjamin.
Brilliant Ben.
Oh, that was great. I just shared it out on my X account. So, wow. Oh wait, here's another one. Hold up. This is good.
Well, it is my complete honor and privilege to make this endorsement. You know, I've got along with very well with oxygen. I call it air. Some people call it O2. I call it oxygen, air. It's a beautiful thing, but I'm endorsing breathing. We love to breathe. It's a tremendous practice in and out. I went to the doctor, and my doctor looked at me. He said, "Sir, you have the most beautiful lungs. They're so big. They're so beautiful. They inflate. They deflate. They're wonderful. In and out. Nobody's ever seen lungs like this before, sir." So I said, "Now's a beautiful day to endorse oxygen." We love breathing, right? And you have these stupid people on the left, very stupid, very sick. These are very sick people. You're not a sick person, but they're very sick people. And they're going to hear me endorse it, right? They're going to hear me say, "Oh, Donald Trump likes to breathe." You know who else breathed? Hitler. Hitler breathed. And they're going to hold their breath. And that's what we're hoping for. We're looking at it. So we are endorsing air. It's a tremendous thing. We want you to breathe as much of it as possible. Big, beautiful, clean air. And keep doing that. As long as you live, keep breathing that beautiful air. It's a tremendous thing to do. Thank you so much. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Thank you.
That's pretty good.
That's actually pretty good.
Oh my gosh. All right, well, I guess we're
Elon Musk is moving away from electric cars to phones. He's invested a lot more money in Starlink. And
Dude.
his latest product, we're actually supposed to hear something soon about Neuralink and the Tesla Android, but I guess recent events put that on hold. Anybody know what's happening with the moon launch program or whatever? What's happening between... So there's supposed to be some tests going on this week with the new launch vehicle between NASA and Tesla going to the moon.
I don't know. I haven't heard anything.
But I didn't. Yeah, I don't have any details.
There was an announcement, but we haven't seen a launch. So...
Yeah,
maybe
I saw something on Twitter.
Put everything on hold. Yeah,
right. I saw something on X, and I'm like, you know, when NASA originally went to the moon, it was multi-years, right?
Took them decades. Remember, they put together decades of research from multiple countries to build, and then in a short period of time, built a launch vehicle, pretty much untested, unverified, and just got lucky.
Well, but they launched the Saturn V. Which one was the first one to actually land? Was that Apollo 7?
Yes.
Apollo 1 caught fire on the launch pad.
Yeah.
But several times, you know, they went around the Earth and they went out to the moon and back. And then they, you know, they did all kinds of stuff before they ever even tried to land on the moon. So,
yeah. But I'm just
unmanned
saying.
Rockets, everything.
They threw a lot of, today there's a lot of compliance that they have, which is, you know, they have to do Tesla had to do over 100 launches, where NASA, you know, back in the original, NASA only had one test launch. You know?
Yeah.
And if they failed, they just went the next time. They just kept doing it. You know, they didn't have any laws then holding them back, you know. If Tesla has a setback, you know, or whatever, they have to scrap the product, start again, and then start testing again on the new product. So, yeah. But as far as I know, Armitage is still in production, right? They're still there at the vertical launch building. assembling, as far as I know, and Tesla vehicles are still showing up at NASA to help with the engineering and that. So, because it's cheaper to build a whole new rocket, right, with new technology, than they have the plans to do an Apollo. The problem is it's all analog technology. They don't have any, they'd have to redesign all the systems. They don't have even half the components. They have to build an entire, industry around NASA just to build the components for an Apollo.
Yeah.
So they're trying to build an all-new rocket with all-new technology called Artemis, although Elon keeps calling it Dragon X, which I don't know why, because I thought Dragon X was a different vehicle. I thought Dragon X was I thought with this project, Tesla's providing the fuel, NASA's providing the rocket. And the rocket goes up, they refuel in orbit, then they go to the moon, refuel there, and then come back.
I don't know.
But anyway, it just doesn't seem to be any announcement. I thought maybe you guys heard something, because it looks like they've gone back to not putting out any press releases again.
No. Hey, so one thing I do want to know is, what's the deal with JD Vance and his memes? Okay,
JD Vance got called a DEI hire by Joy Reid. So he's...
JD Vance posted this meme this morning, I think. And
I've seen copies of it all over the place.
There was a thread that I posted to our group chat.
Well,
but Appalachian, you're finally represented, man.
Yeah, I feel represented.
An Appalachian got a affirmative action hire to vice president. An Appalachian got affirmative college entry. Finally, Appalachians are getting the recognition they've been
listen.
Yeah, but he's an Ohio Appalachian. That doesn't really count.
Yeah, it doesn't. Hey, listen to this. Check it out.
I know my ass is. Ketanji Brown is smarter. Smartest person I've ever met in my life. When you smart, I'm smart. That lady is smart on a level I've never seen before. And her 3 roommates were even smarter. These girls were so smart that we were shocked that we'd ever met anybody that intelligent. And Amy Coney Barrett, on the other hand, is a Supreme Court justice just like Ketanji, even though her qualifications are minuscule compared to Ketanji's. Maybe that's the affirmative action we've been getting. White people who are essentially mediocre in scale compared to a black person getting the spot because they wanted Maybe the way that JD Vance got into Yale is because they were tired of just letting in white men from New York from shows and all the elite schools. And they
white people.
And got into Yale. I promise you. Same thing with Ron DeSantis from a small town in Florida. They wanted to just get out of the New York, D.C. matrix.
So essentially, that's all she had to say. Is JD Vance responded with no words, just a picture.
Yep. White people.
And then I'm gonna scroll down through the comment section, and you guys can enjoy the memes
in the glory.
Because I don't get it.
JD Vance memes. Oh, I love that one.
This one. That one's my favorite. I don't understand this one, but it's pretty funny.
Where's Minion Vance?
AI JD Vance standing in a river.
Matrix Vance.
Yep. And I don't get, why is he being fat with long hair?
That's what he used to look like before he joined the Marines. Was it Marines?
I don't know.
No, I can't remember either, but yeah, he used to be he's changed, basically. Yeah. Here's Minion Vance. Yay!
Wait, there was Zordon
actually going on. Really care, Margaret. I don't want that person in my country, and I think most Americans agree with me.
Say thank you. I like that one. Say thank you.
And you refuse to wear a suit. Just want to see if you own a suit.
Do you own a suit? That was pretty good.
Now we're sending them more missiles.
Yeah.
Very cool. Am I correct? Just think Joe Biden would do this? I don't think so. Do you think he'd think of it? Do you think he knows what it is? And
That's great.
Foreheads fans. Is it Friday the 13th? Have you checked for JD Vance?
He's all iced out.
Oh, we can't call it blackface. What can we call it? Jimmy Kimmel face.
It's so funny.
Jimmy Kimmel's Carl Malone face.
JD Vance is taking over the internet through government censorship, right?
He's Agent Smith.
That's a good one. Read that one about JD Vance.
Yeah.
Saturday Night Live Vance.
Oh, that's good. JD Vance is the guy who mows your lawn when you break your leg. Tim Wallace is the guy who reports your overgrown lawn to the HOA.
Oh,
yep.
God.
Speaking of HOA, they've been ruled constitutional. They're appealing, but I don't think they'll go through. Well, you know why Batman only wears a half mask?
Why?
So you know his wife.
When you hate white people but love their hair.
Oh, I can't unsee it now. Yeah, Hey, Joy Reid. Shelton Benjamin called. He wants his gold hair back.
Yeah, live support by grifters. Yeah, who are racist.
Oh. You know what's so funny? It's funny seeing Joy Reid and Don Lemon not on CNN anymore.
Oh, I love
God.
Oh no. Oh no.
Stay Puft Vance.
JD, that's me.
I've never seen this one.
Oh, it's great.
That's Appalachian when he finds out that JD Vance is an Appalachian. It's me.
Oh God, you got all the Pokemon cards of JD Vance.
Gotta collect them all. Good fellas. I think they did that.
Me got baby face, me big boss man. Me like America, me got good plan. Mexico water, make Gulf US survey. Me make Zelensky say thanks to my face. Me got baby face, me got big cheer. Trump bad, Trump good, me no care. Me write big book, kill billies and stuff. Now me import and work high tough. Me go Yale school, me learn big word. Now me forget everything.
Me go Yale school, learn big word.
People give me job, me take. Now me like Trump, me make no mistake. Yo, it's JD
Absolutely. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, me fight walk folk, me say never die. Me protect kids, me born liberal. Him, them, there. Keep America simple, only two gender. Me face, me big boss man, me like America.
Definitely like
Mexico
the second gender.
He said thanks to my face.
Me make Zelensky say thanks to my face.
Yes, he did.
No wins on the bender, executive bender. Might take Panama just like na. Might take Gaza, pop down a plaza.
Pop down a plaza.
Witness my majesty.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, share that one. Sure, man.
I love it.
I love it too.
Sure, Jan.
Sure, Jan.
Oh, dude, this is great. Hold up.
I ain't happy. I'm feeling glad I got sunshine in a
I commented earlier this morning and said I lost immediately.
Yeah.
All right, this is great.
Oh man, the memes are AI memes are like killing it.
Yeah.
The left can't meme, folks. This is why we say the left can't meme.
Kim Jong-un attends Ivy League University to learn new brainwashing techniques. That's great.
Biggest advances.
JD1 Kenobi.
I'm
100 gallon hat.
I'm Doug Thibodeau, owner in Dimmsdale at the Doug Thibodeau. Doug Thibodeau, owner and founder of Dimmsdale at the Thibodeau.
JD Vance. What's the name of that show?
Baywatch.
Baywatch, yeah. Now JD Vance
Dexter.
watch.
Dexter's Lab.
Still on me toes. Oh, it's great.
JD Vance, yeah.
Oh my god. Laughs in American.
I don't give a shit. JD Vance.
Vance rules.
I can't believe JD Vance is playing the internet game.
Yes.
He is
They
really.
mocked him.
I like it better than Mike Pence. He is way better than Mike Pence because he
all
knows.
memes.
Could you imagine Pence memes, man?
Oh,
my
God.
God, they would fall flat. They would fall flat. Meanwhile, here, this
No,
is
he
way
would
more
eyeball.
shitty.
Look,
He would
look,
eyeball
look,
and
Halo.
rage. Yeah.
Oh, I would
Pence
gladly
just
play
make-
Halo with
Pence
him.
would have the same response as Schiff, you know, a pencil neck.
You cannot advance. That's great.
Oh, that's awesome.
Say thank
Say
you.
thank you. We're so back.
Oh
JD
no!
Look, there's the little JD Vance face.
They're all JD Vance.
No, it's Obama, JD Vance, and Trump. They should have put Tulsi Gabbard in there somewhere.
Oh no!
Oh my god. That's hilarious.
Mediocre white Appalachian man. Tag the real JD Vance. Emo JD Vance looks kind of cool.
I thought that was Indian call center JD Vance.
Oh. Oof. All right, hey, it's after 10:30. I gotta roll.
All right. We're gonna roll, folks.
It's been fun. We're gonna hang out tomorrow for some coffee and gaming.
Oh, that was
gonna be
funny.
a
We
good-
needed that tonight. We needed that.
Yeah, oh
tonight.
yeah, dude. I found that this morning. I dropped the thread in our group chat on X. So if you guys want to go
Sorry,
through
man.
and just look at
When I saw it,
stuff.
I saw you dropped it, but it was like 5 minutes to airtime.
Yeah, that's right. You went live this morning. It's good. It's good if you got a few minutes to check out. I think I've shared it over on my X.
Yeah.
So if anybody wants to go look at it, like, anybody watching. But hey, tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Coffee and Gaming, we're going to be going live playing some Red Dead Redemption 2. It is episode 301. We have done over 300 episodes now.
Wow.
So, yeah.
And it's probably the last Coffee and Gaming on StreamYard.
Probably. That's if, like, when I go to set it up, I'll be surprised if they let me set it up. It's already kind of set up, but if I make an adjustment to it, they might have changed something by now. So,
yeah.
Eat crap, StreamYard. It sucks, but whatever. Hey, you guys have a great night. Buy David's book. Check out Leif's channel and Animanite's channel. All their links can be found down below in the description. Stay tuned for our channel. We'll be back in the morning, Coffee and Gaming, and we will be back next Friday night for the War Room, episode 55.
Somehow.
50. I might name next week's 55 after that old viral
55.
50. 55. 55.
Make sure you bring your sweaty balls.
All right, you guys have a great night. Take care, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Good day, sir.
Later, dudes.
Good night, Jim Bob.
Hell, I got to go.
Peace out.
Burn in hell, New World Order. Fuck you. Fuck you, New World Order. Fuck you, Bill Gates.
I love you. You gotta do better than that. I love you.